Today we're going to look at the definition of the words disciple and apostle, the differences between the two, and how they affect our church today. Let's take a look. First, let's look at the word disciple. Disciple can be in two forms, a noun and a verb. The noun disciple is a follower of Jesus. The verb disciple means to help other Christians grow in their relationship with Jesus. Now, when we look at the Greek word that's translated as disciple, mathetes is the Greek word, and we look over here at Step Bible, we can see that a disciple is a student, a follower, a committed learner of Jesus. It's somebody who sits at the feet of Jesus and learns. Now let's look at the word translated as apostle. The Greek is apostolos, and it meant an official messenger, a representative. It was someone who was sent out. Sometimes the king would send somebody out with the same power that they had to carry the message out. When we look at the differences between the apostles and the disciples, they were pretty big. Now, obviously, apostles were disciples of Jesus, they were followers, but there was also an official office for the original 12. They were the founders of the church. Jesus had chosen them personally. And when we look at what Peter had used as criteria to replace Judas as the 12th apostle, it was people who were with Jesus during his ministry. They were witnesses to his baptism and resurrection. They even had the same powers as Jesus to perform miracles, including raising people from the dead. Now, we can see that the apostle criteria ended during that time. We don't have people with that same criteria because we don't have the same need. We're no longer setting the foundations of the church. Now, there are some forms of Christianity that still use this term apostle, but I think it can be confusing. So the safer bet is to stick with the title disciple. Even Jesus himself carried the title apostle. We see in Hebrews chapter 3, verse 1, that he is an apostle of God. He's a messenger. He's an official representative. So to compare the two, the disciples were followers of Jesus, and the apostles were official representatives who were sent by God. We even see Paul as an official apostle because he was commissioned specially by the risen Jesus to be the representative to the Gentiles. So you could see there is a difference between being a disciple, who we all are, who call on the name of the Lord as Lord and Savior. We're all disciples, but we're not apostles. Those were people who were officially sent or chosen by Jesus to be representatives, to carry and do the signs and wonders that Jesus did, and to be foundation layers for the church. Hopefully that was a helpful look at the words disciple and apostle, the differences between the two, and what that means for our life and world today. Remember, all apostles are disciples, but not all disciples are apostles.